Welcome to Game Changer World. John, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing fantastic, man. We've got a busy week this week. This is listeners and fans only week here. We wanted to talk about what the fans and listeners wanted to talk about. So, GCW Game Changer World fans first tonight. This is your week. How you doing, B?
I'm doing good, man. I already missed my first dare of the night. Sorry, I was not paying attention to chat. I was still getting settled in, getting ready for the live, man. I get scared. Like when I'm in charge of the cookie, I get scared if I don't hit it in time. We're gonna have like that couple second delay, and like we're on screen, like looking like a bunch of jackasses just by
Uh
ourselves, and then like the video will start. So if anything, I'll start that early, but we won't start going live earlier than that.
huh. Let's start it off here. Welcome, Clown. Manny, Casa, good to see you, JJ. Screwball, West Coast correspondent in the house here. WWE Sucks is here. ZMZO, good to see you. Do not fret, citizen.com in the house tonight. Aaron Coulter, welcome, good to see you. The Crow Fairy Tale, always showing up on time. Good to see you also. Matt Brown, of course. Fajita Cologne, one of my favorite names out there. Welcome, James Noter. Good seeing you. I think it may have been just a little bit. Patrick Scroggins, good to see you again this week, sir. Big Capadon. I don't know if that's a new one or not, but welcome if this is your first time. East Coast correspondent Frankie Abrams, good to see you here tonight too. I
Drinking
don't.
the Yankee tears. Soaking the Yankee tears.
Mm-hmm. I heard those Mets fans aren't too happy. Just leave it at that.
At least I don't have to watch baseball anymore.
All right. Well, yeah. Let me get this out of the way. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want notified when we go live. Super chats are available if you want to donate. Leave a comment. It's free. Really helps us out. And as always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us tonight here. Sit down and relax. You are amongst friends. We are going. I think we're going deep into the night here. Maybe an hour or two. We'll see. But we do have a lot to cover. And I think this will be a great show. B, was there anything you wanted to mention or talk about before we got into the fan questions, comments, whatnot?
No, yeah, this we were thinking we were covering Bloodsport tonight, and yeah, we got the late notice Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, we're showing it on Thursday night. So I'll be watching it Thursday night. I'll do a quick review of it next week, and then we have the Alaska show to cover. And is there only one show this weekend, or is there two?
One, just Alaska
Oh,
for
okay,
right
okay.
now.
Good. No offense. I was wondering kind of how busy. Yeah, we might have a busy week next week. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's where I'll leave it for right now.
Oh, look at that. I still want to say the Roach. So welcome, the Roach. You got obviously a Detroit fan here. William, welcome. Good to see you. Miss Mabel Bassett said Atticus Kogar should be the GCW champion before KJ or so. Do we consider that a question or a comment, or where do you want to go?
Yeah, I also have this one. Like we have, I don't. Yeah, there we go. There's back to back ones here. We got the KJ Orso and Atticus conflicting right next to each other, and I think both are strong choices. Maybe not by the end of the year, but at some point in the near future, maybe in like the title lineage moving forward, I definitely think they're big players. And if not, I think they're doing such fun stuff outside of the belt where I think the belt will just elevate them more. But I think they've done a great job both of elevating themselves without any belt being attached to what they've been kind of going after and kind of doing as of late.
I'm into fan favorite Atticus, but I'm also interested in what's going on with Charles Mason right now.
That is
But
a
I'm
question
also
I did have for later.
okay, yeah, we'll be talking about that later because I think that JCW talk is going to be kind of a wide open one. I think we'll be discussing tonight. Um, just for fun, just because. If anybody would like to also enter in chat, please, who you would like to see as your champion at GCW, by all means, now would be a great time just to throw it in there. We'll pop them up on the screen real quick. What else do we have here? Yeah, Fight Club weekend's upon us. We will be talking about that here shortly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's when we were talking right there. I think that's going to be a big talking point later. Shots
And then I think it was our West Coast correspondent was saying that over at ETU, Charles Mason was doing a little face work over there.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about that show too, so I actually might check it out. Yeah, see him working as a face. We haven't seen too much of it. We got a little bit of it near Hammerstein, but I thought that was weird too. Like he was just kind of like as a face, and then back to his. We talked about that like right away, back to his heel stuff. So maybe that was just kind of an AC in a New York thing, or obviously that was just a thing temporarily. But maybe we'll see him kind of go back to that, especially now with Cruel and Slade. That's kind of a crazy team to think about being fan favorite heels in any kind of feud. But that's going to be a fun road to go down later.
And then, yeah, Alley Catch, which seems to be a fan favorite and someone that we're all expecting to get back to us here shortly. I had this idea and I sounded crazy a year ago. Micro Man, before he had been picked up, I believe, by the WWE. I think that's where that's going right now, but we'll see. Bear Bronson also has been thrown up there. William Bruno, Fajita Cologne, Bear, Cross, or Cruel. Those are three big names right there. Very interesting names, too.
Now, do we have Bear going after the world title by the end of the year, or maybe later on going for the ultraviolet title?
Man, that's a rough one because he'd be good for both. You know what I mean?
I think right now he's got to go Bear, or Bear got to go the ultraviolet, and then like work
UV.
his way up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go just because his trajectory right now naturally goes towards that UV. But then that also leaves headroom for the GCW world title. If he went directly for the world title and then down to the UV, I don't think it'd feel right, number one. And number two, I feel like we're kind of jumping the gun. And I don't know if you'd consider it this, but maybe do you think that the UV would be slightly a downgrade overall? You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think like they're kind of like built
Oh,
separately. I think they could be built separately, and I think right now he could be a star, and it's like as you're saying, is the trajectory, but as the UV champion, and then someone else as of right now, maybe a bigger name, one of these names that we see in the chat, some names returning could carry it. But I think that would just kind of lead him up to the ultra, or when he drops the UV title, it'll just naturally progress him to the world title scene without any kind of hiccup at all. But I mean, as you said, it could go either way.
Microman's doing independence in LA. Am I wrong? Could very well be right there.
Yeah.
Man. Actually, Shane, we will probably be talking about that when it comes to JCW here later. We don't shy away from shit around here. Dark Sheik was another name that had just come up here. I don't know about as much now, but a year, even 2 years ago, when Sheik was just the hottest thing at GCW, I think that's when we could have struck gold with them. Let's see here. Effie, Atticus, Alley Catch, KJ, Microman, Action Mike Jackson for a championship. You know, if the GCW championship was more fluid, like an independent championship, I don't see why Action Mike Jackson. That would have been an idea. We have Invisible Man, Yo-Ya. Napier is young and I think has a lot of upside. And we're still trying to figure out who Napier is. And I think Napier, being so young, is still working on himself also. Great upside. I see a good look there also. Under Atticus' wing, under the Kogar name, Vandal. I do like that. There's so much here in chat. I'm almost getting lost.
A lot
Bane.
of names.
I'll put this one up here too. Bane was one that both you and I talked about before, where, I mean, there's a championship shot just sitting out there that hasn't been used. And if there were maybe more belts somewhere, Bane would have been a holder in my mind. I think she's a star.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? This one is good. I'll just go ahead and highlight this one now. Otis to dethrone Tremont. Okay. At minimum, they do need to meet up again. Something about them clicked when we saw them. I think it was in the tournament, right?
Yeah. The finals. Yeah. TOS.
Man, they clicked. If I wouldn't put them like that, I would even see them as a team. They just be two freaking destroyers. Yeah. I'd love to watch that. What else do we have in here?
That's a good one too. Sorry.
What you got?
The attorney for the J Cup, JCW. Do they hold off until December? Maybe move it up and do it a little earlier. Do they do something temporarily and still do the J Cup later? Yeah, we'll definitely, when we hit the JCW title later, we'll talk about that for sure.
We can, you know what? I have the question right here. You want to just pop it off? We'll get rolling. All right. One of the fans asked the JCW title situation. Would you have both contenders face off for the belt at the October show? And if so, who would you have win, Mason or Billy? So let's start at the beginning here, B. The title situation. Would you have Mason and Billy face off, or how would you be handling that current situation right now?
I like the tournament idea at first, but after hearing Billy and Mason and their history, I think those are names that could carry that JCW brand too, especially as we talked about with Adam, like some of these new faces and new kind of direction that they're going in as of late. I would love to see it because I think both could do a lot of good storytelling as champion and are great names to use. Other than like names that through the tournament, I guess I would have picked some of the younger names, maybe like a Marcus Mathers or a Darian Bankston, but Mason and Billy to be take over JCW championship sounds like better names in my opinion.
I don't know. They're called top contenders for a reason, is what I'm thinking. And magically, we just happen to have two. So, I mean, there are two ways to go. One is go with those two top contenders, but I like what people are saying in chat here. I mean, I think the title needs to go to the winner of the Luna Invitational.
There's a lot of strong talent there too, and a lot of good names as well. We were kind of talking about that before of who we thought maybe would win it.
Well, it's just there hasn't been a lot of story behind whoever our new champion is. We don't have anything to kind of go on. And I feel like the Luna Invitational may at least set up some form of a storyline or at least a main feud. Whereas, in the finals, it's this person versus this person. And once they win the championship, a month from now, when the next show happens, at least we know what our main event would look like in the way of maybe of, some type of a rematch or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
The situation just kind of stinks overall. I haven't really given much opinion on it, but I think the situation stinks, and we were kind of asking for things to move a little bit anyway. Not this way, by far, never this way. But we're just going with the situation here. It looks like you had some more people in chat. What do you have here?
I'm trying to catch up even too.
Chat's rolling, guys. Okay, so the world champ needs main event quality wrestling and the ability to do deathmatch spots. That's a great point. Just like GCW, you have to be multifaceted. You can't just come in here and just think you're gonna. Yeah,
I don't know. Like that's where I feel like they differ. Like you could have a star be the and deathmatch star give you the ultra violence there, but also like not a big name, but like a talented wrestler and maybe a bigger name wrestler that could carry the title of world champion. I like the flexibility, absolutely for sure, but I don't think it's a necessity for the world championship, in my opinion. As long as we're right now having a defending UV champion, because that's what we talked about for a couple of years, where our world like with Blake, it wasn't getting ultra violent. Like, yeah, you got a little extreme with tables and chairs in every match, but like we weren't getting the blood and violence, and that's what was lacking. Also, we didn't have a defending ultraviolent champion at that time. So I think as long as we're getting kind of our mixture of both, then I think they both could be defended and separated by name, I guess, and also by what you kind of expect in a match as well. But I wouldn't mind seeing like unexpected ultraviolence and from an unexpected person and for the world title.
I'll ask the Jordan fan right here. Is it a step down to have Jordo win back that JCW? Set up a storyline with him and Alec?
Him and Mo. Okay. Yeah.
But is that
I was going to go back to Mason. Like we still have unfinished business there with Mason, and with Mason kind of being in the title scene as the next challenger as well as Billy. I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of continue on, but bringing Alec into the fold or like that. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. I was going to bring up you have it too. There's GCW tag titles, and what's going to happen? Are we going to get some other contenders to challenge the Clowns for the belts other than Alec and Jordan, or will it be Alec and Jordan again?
I like how you said the Clowns.
I keep forgetting. Like I honestly on the spot, I want to say their name. I'm like, oh shit, I forget it. Then as I say the Clowns, and then I keep on rambling, I think of Brothers of Construction. So I'm not meaning to. I've done that a couple times the last couple of weeks. I don't mean it disrespectfully. On the moment, my brain is going, obviously, as you can tell, 1,000 miles an hour. So I had to catch up there a little bit.
Well, you're also live, and quite a few people are going to see this. No stress at all, right?
I'm still trying to catch this catch up on chat. We have
No, you're
84
good.
people already in here. Yeah, it's a
Just
busy
there.
night
Yeah,
here, and
just
we got a
there.
fun night.
He said, yeah, well, good
Yeah,
to see you
what's up,
tonight,
TJ?
TJ. Yep. Kite High. Nice to see you also in here. Their title for Deathmatch doesn't need to use GCW title for that. You know what? Let's go into this next one real quick here. Which current or made up team would you like to see win back those GCW titles from the Brothers of Funstruction? Does Young Dumb and Price bring it back and march it home, or do we have another tag team go over and snag it?
If they, I mean, I don't. Obviously, Cole is still up in the air, and I think that is affecting Alec and Jordan, and maybe they're waiting for some kind of cool blow up and storyline there. But I don't know if I want to wait for it. Like if it's gonna be in just like them kind of as transition title holders, I wouldn't mind it if it's going to build up some team like Vandal 48 as with some form of the three. Um, or like that's the only team I can honestly think of at the top of my head right now that I would have be the ones other than Alec and Jordan to take it off them is Vandal 48 or some form of Mason's new trio. I forgot the name of it. Bandos is a good one too.
Yeah, now I don't know if that would be overkill, but if they decided to roll through the tag team division, they could do it. Oh, yeah, nobody's going to be stopping them. We have Yoya and Yoshihiko.
Yoshihiku's
Yoshiki.
is on
I'm
the
trying to think
shelf
of
for a
it.
little bit. Yoshihiko is on the shelf for a little bit. It's a tragic injury right now. So shout out and prayers get well wishes to Yoshihiko.
That's right. Also, yeah, Big Bubba Perkins and Lucky Carnage. Southern Discomfort would be the. Well, maybe. Doctor Redacted and Joey Janela. That was a good little team. They were fun.
I mean, we've seen a lot of fun tag teams too. As like someone said, Bang and Matthews. Like, I don't hate it. I don't think they should be the ones that take it off of Brothers on Construction, just because like storyline doesn't make sense. But if it like leads to them kind of having a story to go after the belt and it builds them up, I'm all for Bang and Matthews. We've sang their praises for years.
Mm-hmm. Bane and Janela, also a great team. Two solid workers there, and it wouldn't have to go to the death match, level. Also here I saw Dangerously Sick. That team is promising. It's young, and I actually want to see them again. Mr. Danger and Sicko was a fun little. I almost would say they need each other because they're so young. They kind of complete each other a little bit there. What do you think it'd be?
I have more to talk about them later.
Okay. Young Baz, welcome. Coven of the Goat is now being brought up. I'm guessing that's Tank and Mallory, maybe?
Just remember your comment you just made about those two as well, though.
What's
For
that?
later. Danger and Sicko, like they're kind of like
Okay.
right now. I have to be like kind of attached right now.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, for me, I just wrote down here the Kogar brothers. I think those two would be a good choice. Possibly also because Atticus is going to bring a little something to that championship. It's not just going to be like, oh, we're going to beat your ass. It's going to be like video, we're going to beat your ass. So things like that are important again, because on the independent scene, it's not just about having the match. And for some, it is just about only having a match. But yeah, I feel that they're going to give some substance to the tag division. Anywhere Atticus is, I feel he's going to give substance anywhere. So I don't know.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. Okay, fans, listeners in chat, write this one down. Who is the talent that should be at GCW more? And again, it can be a tag team, but who do you feel should be at GCW more at this current time? Real curious to see where this one goes. Oh yeah. Good to see you, Mike. Also, bud.
Sorry, Kite. We're done. I'm done with this. I don't want to continue anything further, please. Sorry. No offense.
It is. We have Titus Alexander came up in here.
That's my one.
Gino Rivera.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to delete it. That was my one.
Oh, you're good.
I was gonna click it and highlight as well.
Any
Boom, Frankie.
TJP talent.
Yeah.
What do you got?
They had a fun WrestleMania. Like their card a couple years ago was strong. I actually enjoyed a lot of the way they did there.
I'll back you up after I watched it. Those women kicked ass. I think every woman wrestler, no, I don't want to say it that way, but I think the TJPW roster should be studied. They have some quality wrestling. I don't want to say it wrong, but good freaking roster.
Four
What else we got
letter,
here?
4 letter name, 2 Y's. I'm lost. Shotzi,
Yeffy.
Iffy. Pillars, Frankie. I love that one. Bobby Beverly. Yep.
Pete
Titus
Dunne came
Alexander.
up on
Yes.
here.
Yes. Absolutely. More blood
Kaz.
sport too. Yeah, I'm all for. I want to see people doing like just in general in GCW outside of blood sport. Screwball with Titus. Yep.
Man, oh man. Okay, so yeah, I
Kaz.
was kind of curious here. Ray Horace, Pillars,
James.
Yo-Ya.
Oh, James.
Something tells me we have a West Coast fan right there. Starboy, Titus, Brooke, and Super Crazy.
That's strong though. Yeah, I can't wait to see Brooke come back. Hopefully.
This is a good point. Stackhouse got the win. He should be building more momentum. That's yeah. So wow, I'm almost there are so many
That's a
subjects.
name
Holy
too.
shit.
There we go. That was a name too. I was wondering, was that going to be a one-off? Well, we kind of talked about it. Unfortunately, it seems like that way, but hopefully not. Especially maybe NGI season.
Well, I mean, just for now, and just because I might be a little bit, tilted this direction, I'm going to go with Cruel. I want to see what Cruel can do at GCW. He adds something different and unique, and it's going to come down to booking. It really
So,
is.
but speaking of booking, this question was asked when we were talking about the JCW World Championship. Cruel be an interesting name to terrorize JCW for a little bit.
Take the title. Wouldn't be against that either. That's a built-in storyline. It's just called Fear Me and I Dominate. That
Right?
you know what I mean? You don't have to do. I mean, it stinks, but come out squash. Next weekend, maybe put something into a match. But I mean, that's a story in a box right there. You just give it to the monster. I mean, if you really needed to recover quickly, or you put a face in the championship spot and Cruel's going to go for him. You have to have some meaning there. Wow, look at this. You got some lit up here. What do we have?
I was just lining
Holy
up a bunch
mackerel.
of names here. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Roll with them.
I like this idea by James there. Someone get taken out. I hope some surprise happens, and we'll talk about that later. I kind of have an idea too for the War Games matches. We'll definitely talk about that later, James. That is a good idea though. Manny with some more names. High End, Danny Luna, Los Papacitos, Screwball always shouts them out too. We talked about how much they've grown. Krusty Crew, that name is new to me, so I don't know that one. Have you heard of Krusty Crew before?
I may have heard the name. I have no idea who's in it.
Brooke Havoc, Johnny Robbie. Yes, absolutely. Another name that I want to see. I don't think I saw in chat yet. Alice Crowley. She killed it. I think she was just one of the stars of the whole JCW feud.
So I think we've talked about this also. I feel like she would be a tremendous fit over here. I almost wonder if maybe she stays close to home for work or something, because otherwise, why the hell isn't she over here? A fighting female champion, bring it on. Especially since we don't have Allie right now. Masha is not here. So, I mean, right now, I would be doing what I could, if available, to bolster that female division, we'll say, even though there isn't one. Emily J also popped up here. That was a name that had come up from listeners before. Not against it.
Yep.
Let's see here. Sammy Diaz.
I liked him. Oh, was it Sammy Diaz or Jet? Which one did we see in Vegas? I might be thinking of a different name there. Sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's a good question. No. I don't know. Manny, again, West Coast. He's saying here, Vipers. Oh, that's not showing up for some reason. That's okay.
It's up there. Vipers is up there.
Oh, right.
I might have lost you, John. Oh, okay. Can you guys hear me at least? Give me a test. Check. Maybe I just lost John real fast. Maybe John's gone or I'm gone. One of us is gone. We got B. Okay, you got me, guys. Are you good here? John's frozen for you guys, right? That's what I have too. I'm gonna take him off here real fast. Let's go. Oh my goodness. I guess we have to go here. We'll go here there. John's gone. Okay. John, I didn't mean to kick you off here. Get back on here. You froze on me. Be good, John. Okay, John's back. Here we go. Hold up. Sorry, guys. There we go, John. Still lost you though. You're muted though. You're muted. You're not muted. You're not muted, but no sound. Nope, no mic check. All right. Sorry about that, John. All right, I'll come back here. Okay, so John's gone. All right, we got me here. Okay. While John's fixing it up here, I'm gonna go back to some of these names here. I think I hear you, John. Go ahead.
Me?
Yep, now we
Yep.
can. There we go.
Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I think my internet just decided it was time to take a break.
All right. Um, I like some of these ideas here. Yeah, we talked about Viper's there. Viper's was a big name. Um, JCW title on Slade. Then you have every member of Mason's group would have a world championship. And just imagine that look and how that would look walking around the indies.
Oh,
That's a
and that
great idea there. That's something I didn't think about because I don't follow
wow.
MLW as closely as much.
Wow. You know what? Yeah, the visual on that, and that would work on GCW or JCW.
And
That's
House of Glory. And
well,
I don't know. I
you,
don't know if they allow our belts on there too much. I haven't watched
and
them
vice
as much
versa. I
lately.
don't know if
Exactly.
MLW. Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
about that one.
But that's a great idea though.
I like it. Let's see.
Okay. We got a lot of names there.
There's so much going on. Okay, let me try to stay on with some focus here. This was one of the harder questions. I think we need to talk about this. Upcoming October 11th and 12th, we're going to have Fight Club weekend. This is basically 1 year since Joey's promo on GCW righting the ship, because there were a lot of people kind of, hey, GCW needs to kind of get it together here. Do you think GCW has done that in this past year since that little speech?
Yes. And I
Okay.
think a big reason of that is a lot of, as we kind of mentioned earlier, Matt Tremont defending that ultraviolet belt, bringing the heart of GCW ultraviolence to different places, and even kind of getting creative at places that don't allow glass. He's still getting good ultraviolet title defenses. I'm sorry, screwball. That comment killed me right there. Reception. I'm sorry. That I just saw it just sitting in there where I was reading there. But I think he's a big part of why I feel like that feeling has kind of been brought back to GCW. I think Mance did a great job of that back during his title run and all his defenses. Effie has done it too. But I think we've also had a lot of the names come back, a lot of surprises, and yeah, I would think overall I have a better feeling now. And I think we've had a lot more fun talking about GCW in the last year than maybe even the 2 years prior than that.
Uh, you know, on the deathmatch scene, especially, I'd say yes. They've acquired names like Cruel, Redacted, Sicko, Bear Bronson, all upgrades in that realm. I see Brett has worked to get more of the WWE talent as they have exited the Fed. I think that's also been an upgrade. Andrade, Shotzi, Cross, and others. I feel like they've been a good surprise this year. And I felt like they have sold some tickets because for me, I always say merch lines don't lie. Shotzi had a serious line in LA. Yeah, I think those are the changes that have been focused upon more. I do think that the tag team division, if there is one, is kind of light, and I think it's holding on by a thread sometimes, just because you can have lack of quality talent and you're working a lot of more local and regional talent, which is good. But for namesake value, GCW fans may not always know who they're up against until they watch them for the first time.
I think an,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
another big name too, Atticus coming. I know it's not calendar year, but Atticus kind of coming back, and that's a big name coming back to GCW, and just look how much chaos he's caused. And I think the elevation of the storylines with KJ and Stackhouse, and also what Atticus and Fuego did heading into the scene. Like, yeah, there's been a lot of fun stuff to talk about over the last calendar year to restore the feeling, in my opinion.
But I mean, pluses and minuses, I think there's more in the plus category than where we were last year at the same time when, Joey had that conversation with the fans.
Man, yeah. Remember last year, Art of War Games, covering that episode? Like, that was not fun. And then the backlash that came after that was definitely not fun either. But I mean, that
Was
we were
not
that was
not
that
good.
not a good ending to last year's GCW Art of War Game show for sure. So I think now heading into this one, we have some got some things to talk about heading in there for sure.
Oh no. We're being called names. I don't
Uh-oh.
know where that's. So sorry, Whitey. We are
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
what
there we
should we
go.
do?
I
There we
agree with
go.
Ishmael there. I agree with Ishmael though. That's kind of like my point. I've been saying like storylines, kind of videos, more social media storylines too. I think that's been a big part of GCW this year.
And yeah, Screwball said for all the talk of GCW's improvement, the War Games match itself this year seems even more tepid. Yeah. Yeah, I think there was someone online and I forget who the heck was saying it, but I mean, our first Fight Club I think was Mox Gage. Fight Club 2 was Mox Gage 2. Fight Club 3 I think was, don't kill me, can't remember that one, but it feels like they have kind of come down more and more in different ways. I know the JCW situation is a new direction. Um, there needs to be more thought, I think, put into the Fight Club weekend to make it a little more. I feel like that it's just not the same. A personal opinion, just not the same as it was. And I don't know. I think that's the hard. That may be the hard from my end. I don't know. Save me here. What do you think?
So, are we diving into this? Should I give you my idea?
Yeah, let's rock it.
I would have Mason, Atticus, both teams jump the gun right away, interfere in the match, and kind of take over. And they are the ones that have the Art of War Games match. I know it might be too early in the feud, but I just think those names right now and what they could provide and is more. I think the fans would be more excited to see them in the Art of War Games match than right now, kind of with Team JCW and GCW, because some of these names I like we're kind of shocked and still. I mean, I don't think we all saw the full official names yet, but some of the names are like it makes sense, but I don't know, like Art of War Games excitement, make it like main event in Art of War Games. Like maybe to start the show, it would make sense and kind of a good way to hype the show, and then end it some way to get like storyline. But I wouldn't be banking like the whole show on that. I feel like it should have ended back in before we
The
lost the tag
Gathering.
titles. Yeah, back in that gathering before we lost the tag titles. I thought that should have been in. That would have been cool the way to end it. But I get why they brand versus brand. It does make sense and an easy way to go into war games and have a GCW versus JCW. I just think there we go. The lack of build from JCW side and kind of our side, we're just carrying it with the videos, but and like maybe some of the promos that they've gotten after the matches, but there's been no involvement and build up to it. So I think that's what's lacking from my end, and obviously some fans end as well.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Kite.
Damn it.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Kite.
We made $2 this month, my friend.
Woo
Thank
woo!
you. Well, no,
$1,
YouTube gets
$1. Yeah,
half.
I'm about to say,
We made a
well,
dollar.
50 cents. Brett, 25 cents.
Hey, seriously, thank you. We've never gotten money. We got to figure that out one day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, right here is a fantastic point. Last year's War Game should have been USA versus British Death Match as an extension from last year's TOS and COS. 100% correct. We talked about this, I think, when it happened a long time ago, and Frankie brought it up, and yeah. What do you say there? I mean, that should have been what that one was.
Yeah,
Shoulda, woulda,
I don't
coulda.
know. I would kind of make some way where like Mason and Atticus, the team steal the show. Because I think right now adding Cruel, that's a giant piece to this puzzle here. And like a name that we definitely didn't expect at all, and a name we'd be talking about. So I think why not keep making them the spectacle and making them the talking point? Because I think right now that's what a lot of fans would rather be talking about is that story more than GCW versus JCW.
Well, we're hearing from all fans tonight, and this is one of them. Cocaine being on the JCW team sticks out as exposing the lack of depth on their side compared to GCW, which
And I'll be
I
honest,
guess
I don't
it's,
watch enough
yeah.
to know. Like, is he a big factor in JCW?
I don't know. I do remember though that we counted him out, and then he had a dynamite match on that one show, and we were blown away by the fact that he has all that upside. Because you think a joke character, a fun character, wouldn't be that serious, and then put on one hell of a match. So, I mean, I don't know. I would say if there's a time for Cocaine to pop off, this is going to be the show, if any. If he has it in him, that's it. Yeah, this one also right here. It'll be sad that John Wayne
Yeah.
Murdoch and Redacted won't be at that weekend, though. Man, would that be fun?
That was the name. Yeah, that would be fun.
That would add some dimension.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know.
let's
Like,
see.
I still give it a couple weeks here. Maybe Alaska will get some video packages and some stuff moving forward. But as of right now, I feel like the same way as the fans. I just feel like the lack of build is hurting my interest in that run. Now, I'm honestly just looking forward to night two to see those trios just without a Art of War games spectacular going on around them, just to see what kind of craziness they're going to do on night two when they get the spotlight.
And then that's the other thing too. They were saying the backseat boys. I mean, at this
Yeah,
point, whoever takes our title should be working our show because again, fans are at a loss. We only have one working title right now. That's all we had in LA. Fantastic show in LA, but we're all smart fans. We understand the way a championship works, but we like to have that story to go along with it. So I don't know. That's another one. I'm surprised we didn't have Kerry Morton maybe somehow be part of just because it's a heel team at JCW. I don't know. No, really not gonna be there from what we've heard. We were actually surprised to hear that Pondo was going to be there. So it sounds like he will be representing JCW at this show, unless I had read something wrong. I
yeah,
don't know
that's
though.
I saw. Yeah, was that one?
Oh, let's see here.
Yeah, that one's gonna be crazy. Mr. Danger and Parker. Parker Parker sounds like he's gonna try to try to go crazy with Mr. Danger, match as dangerous. I was trying to make a pun there, but then I didn't want to spill on my words. But it sounded like he wanted to be like just as dangerous as Danger wants to be. And I can't wait to see Mr. Danger have another breakout match here. And this would be I think Drew Parker, as you kind of said, Lil Sicko kind of is a perfect matchup for him. I think Drew Parker's right there up there with the creativity and uniqueness to not carry, but carry on a great match with Mr. Danger.
I'm going to run over here to this next question because it kind of goes in the same vein here. It says the GCW Tag Team Championship haven't been defended since the loss. The JCW, the Jersey World Championship, hasn't been defended, and that's changed. The GCW World Championship hasn't been defended because Effie is ill. This person had said, I feel if the champions can't defend, they need to be stripped. It's independent wrestling. Come on, man. I agree. We're not blowing like $1 million Nabisco commercial because, Cena didn't get
Just
strip it.
imagine the
It's
yeah.
nothing personal.
Yeah, I'm all
Nothing.
for surprise title changes because just imagine like it would get more fans into the building. Like, oh shit, what craziness is going to happen now? Is this the night maybe we get a surprise title change? Like, I think that would just help excitement for further shows and fans to be surprised every once in a while. And yeah, I know it sucks like you build up and like just bank on this thing happening, but if it can't be defended, then it just hurts the fans and talent and everyone involved because now everyone's kind of in a standstill and then no one's invested in that. I think in the meantime, create it, make it fun, and then when the time's right, you could come back to it at some point. Get creative coming back to it, and
Well,
in the
that's the
meantime,
thing.
build new people.
Well, yeah, and the one thing again, I'm a huge Effie fan. Let's just start right there. But yeah, I'm okay with him just dropping it here in the name of independent wrestling. One of the things Brett impressed upon fans, especially like on Patreon, is how fleeting the industry really can be, and holding on to a long-term storyline can be difficult. It's true though, fans like us have a proclivity to want championship defenses because competitiveness still matters to us. Um, I don't know. I just feel like when I have a champion, I feel like I'm getting the best of that wrestler when they go out there. But championship wise, we just need a story. And also, people don't realize sometimes a champion is part of a fan's rallying cry behind GCW. And so, you want fans to say, this is my champion. And some will even say, without a champion, fans are leaderless. So I mean, yeah, I'm okay with switching it up to someone else. Like Cross couldn't have taken him out and just, come on, Shotzi.
Going from Cross to Shotzi or some version of those two. Yep. And
Why
then
the
go
hell
to
not?
Cardona, and then in a couple of weeks when Effie's back, Cardona does his John Cena Open Challenge because he's now the champion, and Effie returns. And now you got going back to years-long storyline that you've created years ago. Boom, there it is.
Yeah,
And we'd
and
have
Allie
fun
can
stuff to talk about.
Ali can fill in that spot, and X, somebody else who's coming from the WWE could fill that challenger's position. I mean, if it's okay to make it fluid if we have to, because I think we've seen quite a few times with quite a few wrestlers championship reigns that have just went too damn long and need to be shaken up, not shooken, shaken up.
Stirred up.
I don't know. Stirred. Yeah, thank you. That's about the best way to put it. But yeah, I feel like it's a little. So the other thing that I think has changed that has been nice has been that I feel like the FE World Championship run was unexpected, which means that I don't think he had enough time to really put something together to make the championship have as much meaning as I think he wanted it to have. I don't know. I'm okay with him getting rid of it, sitting down with a notebook, putting something together with his friend Ali, and maybe coming back and doing something fantastic. And one thing that I like about a championship run is if they lose it, there's a chance of having a second. And I'd like to see what the second would look like, because Effie's run with the championship started at Hammerstein in front of a dead crowd. And I think he deserved better. And the fans were dead tired. I think that everything just was off on that stage. Ali got hurt. Like, there needs to be a nice reset. And I don't know how it can happen, but.
And even those couple of weeks off, like, makes up for a surprise return. But in those couple of weeks, like, you're not holding the promotion hostage or the belt hostage, but like, you're also holding like the wrestlers that were challenging for the stories. And it does affect everything. And I'm not saying injuries, like I'm not blaming everything like on the injuries. I just think when injuries happen, you could go around it, but always come back to it. Like, it's so easy to just bring Effie back into the title scene, or bring whoever else like we've had hurt back into like whatever title scene there in the stories. You could always bring it back. It's not that hard. It's just when you have like when they're gone, use that time to create new stars and test out new names and try to get creative, and as we like have fun with it and make the fans invested into it and give us a reason to be excited when they come back. And holy shit, Effie's back with Cardona being titled. Like, that's a moment right there too. So I agree with what you wrote down and said, and what the fans have been saying as well.
Frankie said both belts started runs at Hammerstein. I don't want them to be lost or won simultaneously again. Yeah, I'm with Frankie on this one. I think every one should have its pedestal, and I'm not big on two changes in one night, because I think one will take the shine from the other always. This seems to happen. This is why, wrestling matches are booked a little bit, is so you don't have two identical matches, two identical wrestlers, two identical approaches, because if the fans see that, they will choose between one and think the other one just doesn't look so great, even though they may both be quality. Yeah, what do we got here?
KJ's hated by everyone. Put it on him. That's a key component for a heel champion for sure.
And I was just going to say, just to go back on the JCW thing for a minute, I'm still surprised that both promoters didn't see that it was a 7-7 tie for the match wins. 4-3 one night, 4-3 the other night, flipped. Like,
I think it was perfect to set up this JCW Art of War Games, but
yeah, you wouldn't have said, "Hey, motherfucker, you may have won at the gathering, but," and he would have said, "Well, you won the last match, but we're tied 7-7. You're on our territory, yada yada, blah blah blah." And I can't believe both of them booked all that, got in the ring, talked to each other, didn't mention the fact that, you know what I mean? It was very surprising, because I felt like that's a major oversight, and it would have been a better way to sell this match coming up. It would have had 14 matches behind it, or 14 matches worth of shit behind it. And then we would have been, this is the real finale right here.
Yep.
I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let's see, what else do we have up here? This is a crazy one. Someone wrote in here, with Triller TV in financial distress, this current arrangement may end sooner than later. I believe they're talking about video with GCW. The company has repeatedly failed to file SEC reports. This led to multiple delinquency notices from NASDAQ, which also included notices of possible delisting. There was a planned $14 million in funds that never happened, an additional $10 million after that. Since 2022, Triller has lost 97% of its stock value. AEW recently left on fears of non-payment. There's a new $3.2 million lawsuit that just happened. Triller's earning reports are supposed to happen tomorrow if Triller follows the appropriate filing time, which historically hasn't. When is the 75 show per year deal gonna run up? I'll answer that. Unknown. Brett generally doesn't talk too much about that. This person also asks, is the idea of trimming down the number of events being considered? I will also say no. Brett is more about having more events. He has went way over 75 shows every year, past his minimum. Is a contract or anything getting renewed? That's completely unknown. Brett really keeps his cards close to him on the business end because it's more about the entertainment side. Someone else put, with what's going on with Triller TV, should we expect repercussions in GCW? I do think that's a good question. I would say no. Brett is smart enough to have another media outlet on deck in case something like this ever happens. This Triller news isn't new to a lot of people. He's had years to create a backup plan. And if I were in his shoes, I would consider an alternative as essential in case something does happen here. Just onto the positive, though, I will say GCW and BKFC, the bare knuckle fighting, are both assets and they do sell subscriptions on Triller. So if anything, I could see a repackaging of the company and then they just basically show nothing but the companies that are assets. I think that's all I really could say about that. The answer on some of it is no. We don't know the business side because Brett never shares that with anyone publicly. I believe that's just, between them. Someone else wrote here, not securing a TV deal is what killed ECW. Could that be the same for GCW? I would say no. If the internet was around about 10 years ahead of its time than it is now, ECW, I feel, would have never went out of business, in my opinion. I think they would have tried to set up some other form of a deal, maybe even a streaming deal. But no, I don't feel that's a point. When Brett had come into Triller, I think it was 2021. And I believe 2022 was when things were reportedly publicly going awry over there. So yeah, I honestly think in this situation that Brett has been able to see for a long enough time, hey, I may need a backup here. And honestly, I mean, that would cut his revenue down to zero. You definitely would want to make sure you have a backup there. I don't know what that is. And I don't think it's any of our, yet. But if it's ever a time, I'm sure there's going to be an alternative. I couldn't see us just cutting off all of that completely. Anything on that one? I know that was kind of a loaded
I don't
question.
know anything about any of that, but here's what I would say. Yeah, like it sounds like YouTube. People are saying YouTube, and with the YouTube subscription, I could see that being the thing.
Yeah, that's one way. I mean, I don't think it's going back to IWTV anytime soon. I don't know. But I mean, what I'm telling you and what I shared is opinion, what I've heard on GCW's Patreon, and that's primarily it. I can't share anything more about that. And if we didn't have Brett on the last 2 out of 3 weeks, we would have brought him on for this one also.
Right.
Okay, next one. This is another difficult question. Will GCW ever go back to quality over quantity? So let's start here. The inner workings of independent wrestling. When it comes down to it, Brett offers opportunities. And when you think about how wrestling works right now, if you are doing decent, you're getting picked up somewhere by a company, a bigger company. So what happens is that, Brett has to go out there, find out what he needs, try to find it, and then work with what is available out there. So, I mean, it would be nice to have Nick Wayne still tearing it up. Guess what? Nick Wayne tore it up, and off he goes onto TV. And this is a constant wheel that turns. No matter who we have here, they're going to do good for a decent amount of time. And then knock, knock, here comes TNA, MLW, AEW, ROH. Somebody will come on and go, hey, this guy's worth a shit. The only thing I can guarantee for sure is that all of these companies are watching what we're doing down here because they love picking through our talent. And it's not really our talent, but GCW regulars are being picked through constantly. I mean, if I really looked even at this flag over here, how many people are on regular TV now from just the last 2-3 years of signatures, It's insane. It's really insane. So I think it's about really getting the most quality out of the quantity, either the most or least that is available. Um, it's really interesting here, but quality doesn't really come always from the promoter. It also has to come from the talent. And again, that's who is available. I mean, that's something we have to think of. But I know Brett's open to names. So it is perfectly fine to request who you would like to see at any time. There's nothing wrong with that. It took me 3 years to get a little campaign for Cruel in the door. That was a fight. Um, Also, don't forget, some fans do watch strictly the bigger shows because they have limited time. And I'm a fan, and keeping up can be a lot. If you're busy, B, this too. It's been a struggle 3 years, keeping up on everything. Um, the GCW is an experience that's really fun to watch in full because every now and then some funny shit happens. But yeah, pick and choose your matches if you need to, is what I'm saying here, to get your quality out of it. Because again, the reason why we're here on GCW's YouTube page right now is because Brett believes in giving people chances. And here we are. So yeah, Brett is out there doing his best to give as many people chances as he can. And the the scene is constantly changing. I believe my number was 581 either teams or singles competitors have come through GCW this year, and we are just completing the 9th month. So I mean, there's chances for every single person that walks into that ring to tear it up at any time. And if they do have the attention. They can get the attention. It's not that hard. Every televised program is a tryout match. So yeah, I would put it that way when it comes to quality over quantity. Right now, we're trying to get the best quality out of the quantity that is available. And if you're talking about some of that quality, chances are quite a bit of that quality is already moved up. And we have to create new stars. Just as we create someone, they get picked up. It's the heartbreaking part of being an independent wrestling fan, is watching them leave.
I think that's been cool though. Obviously, like we are talking about earlier, me being a Jordan fan, like seeing him be on Ring of Honor against Jay Lethal, like get an entrance and like continue on, seeing Blake Christian get that chance, and seeing Commander. Like Commander is one of the first names that we've had for a little bit and was gone real quick. Like I think it's cool. It's like seeing them not graduate, but seeing them finally get the opportunity that we've seen them down here work so hard for. Like I actually been enjoying that kind of feeling watching them, but also selfishly, yeah, not seeing them in person as much in live at GCW and as interactive at GCW shows as they would be at other shows. Does suck as a fan. I will go back to give my opinion on that one. I kind of prefer the quality over quantity as well. I think like one show is a weekend's usually pretty good, but like yeah, when you have LA or like the Phoenix route, hit 2 shows. AC 2 days worth of shows is good. The bigger names and the bigger shows, I'm all for that. But I think sometimes we get like 2 shows when we didn't need to be just to knock a place off the list. But sometimes those shows end up being like really crazy. Like I'll never forget that John Wayne Murdoch, Mance Warner main event that they had at that one place where like, wait, that holds like 100 people there. Why are they getting such a good match? But as you said, we get the fun stuff at those shows. So it does take it away. But I think to further storylines and stuff, I think there should be a focus on the once a week thing, because I think with social media now, you could still do a lot of work throughout the week that you could have done without a second TV or second day of a live show.
All right, then let's move into tag team deathmatch wrestling. What are your thoughts on tag team deathmatch wrestling, B?
More of it, please. We've definitely talked about that, and giant fan of it.
I've loved that we've seen it more. I like it, especially in the main event. It's chaotic and a touch more dangerous. As you got to watch for objects coming from both sides. So I was even thinking maybe have them fight on opposite sides of the ring, or maybe one on the inside, one on the outside, so fans can watch for glass and shit flying from every direction. Someone else asked, is this the next evolution of deathmatch wrestling, tag wrestling? What do you think about that?
Why not? I mean, more people involved, like less bumps and spots and focus on you. And I think it's been adding a unique variety to some of these death matches that we always just see one on one in the light tubes, light tubes. I think multiple bodies, as you said, people flying around, the more danger. It's been really fun, and I right there agree with you. Though I think we've been seeing it with like the perfect teams, the pillars, the rejects, the
Bear Dozer.
Berdo's or Dr. Janela. I think they've been perfect teams to do that exactly. So if it's done like how we've been spoiled as of late, then yeah, I definitely want to see it continue.
So then, yeah, is this the next evolution of deathmatch wrestling? Are we following history where tag team wrestling was invented because if you love 1v1, you'll love 2v2? The first tag match was supposed to have gone down in San Francisco, but the first documented tag team match was a Texas Tornado match. And no shit, they actually added the tag portion like matches later just to avoid chaos. I don't know if anybody really, but yeah, we're not even 100 years in on tag team wrestling just yet. But yeah, I feel like actually history may be repeating itself. You know, if you like 1v1, try 2v2. And here we are. The fans love it. I mean, yeah, I'm down for it. In the main events, I like the main event because I feel like if that was like a match before a an intermission or the match after the intermission, it would suck the wind out of the fans.
Yeah, I can see that too. A lot of focus going everywhere for sure.
Anybody else like to just jump in on that one? If you want to, fine. If not, I will jump on to the next one here. Oh, I don't know. You hit me with something creative, and oh man, what would you do, B? What are you thinking?
Ultraviolet tag belts. I don't know. I'm lazy. uh, I don't know. Ultraviolet. I don't know. I'm not creative with that kind of names and stuff. Someone's got to have a better name out there.
Yeah, there's got to be something good. Maybe give me a week and I'll have to think about that one for a while. Vincent Norton, hello. Good to see you, Vince. Oh my gosh, here. Yeah, somebody said about co-branding with Hood Slam. Same thing. I feel like if that were to happen like a year or two ago would have been the best time to do that. But, you know, maybe has come and gone. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, someone said I really like the old IWA mids. Same. You're talking to someone here who really, you know. Let's see here. We shouldn't call them tag titles because there's no tags. You smart ass. He's right.
Ultraviolet mosh pit titles.
Brawl for all. No, that can't be a brawl for all. There's got to be a name for it.
Trademarked.
Yeah. Based on the current roster, what feud would you like to see?
I'm getting like the one I've been dying for since Atticus came back, Atticus and Mason.
Yeah.
I guess like the new one right now. I want to see like Doctor Redacted and Otis kind of be like the ones that kind of build a feud as the next names to kind of build the ultraviolet title around. I think those two are kind of like the ones I would like to see, especially since we're just talking about the ultraviolence right now. Those would be the two I would like to see for the ultraviolence. I'll let you talk and I'll think of the other ones here.
I'm intrigued right now by Vandal 48 and then Mason Cruel Slade. That one is right up our, I feel like that one was made right up our alley. You know what I mean? I'm also interested still in a crossover feud with House of Glory. It depends on where Mason's character may lie on this one, but there's a lot of bleeding between the two locker rooms, which means as a storyteller, you could have a blast writing up that feud because you don't know whose locker room is seeping into whose locker room, and that could be a lot of fun. But you need a storyteller to write that one up.
Ishmael took my next one. Damn it! That was gonna be my next one because I think they just have a lot of history going with the Fuego and Mason being kind of like the middleman to attach these two. I think that would be awesome for both of them to kind of two workhorses to create magic there. But Jordan and Alec too. Like that's I guess when I said multiple times. So maybe I was trying to think of something new. But Jordan and Alec is obviously one feud I would like to see.
Well, they're keeping them together.
Bear.
Oh yeah. Stackhouse Bear. Can't wait till we talk about our tournament. Damn, I lost what I was gonna say. That Stackhouse Bear got me there. Yeah, Marcus Mathers. I
That's
could
what you
see
had up.
that one. Dynamite match. Yeah, if we really focus, I think there's some great matches and some quality matches to have out there. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Yeah, Brian XL, Red and Ultraviolet taking the tag titles to Hog. Yeah, I'm see someone else sees it. There are storylines there, and I think it would be a little deeper than the JCW roster. I think it would be interesting. So I mean, who knows? I feel that GCW already working with Hood Slam, bringing wrestlers from Hood Slam. So storyline Hood Slam cost JCW the war would go over. So JCW has someone to pin the loss on later. So I think what they're saying there, yeah, JCW and Hood Slam. Let's see. Okay. Well, I think we got that out of the way there real quick. I didn't want to get too much into that one. Um, Someone just basically asked, what are your thoughts on the impact GCW has on modern day wrestling?
It's all over the place. Look at AEW. Since the moment they came back, they decided to kind of push the envelope and be creative with their matches. I think WWE's done a lot more of these quote unquote extreme matchups as of late as well. Oh, that's a great one, Kyle Atticus Mance. That is a great call there. Um, I think yeah, you can see absolutely GCW's footprint all over it, and I thought that was like a really cool moment. Us fans seeing that kind of come to fruition. Ric Flair's last match, and kind of seeing that long-lived GCW pop up, seeing them kind of invade, have a ECW moment, and kind of ruffle a lot of people's feathers that maybe didn't ever heard of GCW before. I think that was like a really cool moment, and yeah, I think you can feel GCW all over the place right now in wrestling.
Well, I wrote here it's the modern day ECW with similar circumstances. We have two big companies up above them, constantly picking its talent. There's a constant milling of talent. GCW is the one who's pushing the envelope in this, time, and you see a secondary company parroting that in AEW right now. So I feel like we're seeing a lot of similar situations here, all the way down to, like we said, where if there isn't a backup, Triller drops GCW. What's GCW anymore? So yeah, yeah, we could see where that could become a problem. So I feel that yeah, Brett has to know that also, that hey, this is history could repeat itself here. So you have to really watch out for that. Um, Again, with GCW, quality quantity. For me, I'm looking for cult. Also, I'm looking for the modern day RVD, the modern day Rhino, the modern day this that. I'm just looking for that because will that happen? I don't know. I don't think GCW or ECW had an Effie. I don't think ECW, you know what I mean? So each one has its own. Hard reality, hard reality. Unless GCW keeps going in 10, 20, 30 years when it's done, it will be bought up like all the other companies. And you better hope that all of those have the real audio, because you know how ECW, you have to go fish to find the real audio, the real entrance songs. That may happen one day, and you need to remember that. And I've always thought about that, and I've always thought about maybe getting the media and collecting it and keeping my own little collection. But I think fans need to think about that. If they're smarter, if they're at least our age, they wish they would have had so much ECW and other types of media. Do what you can. Maybe, collect that stuff up while you can. Get your signatures and things and pictures while you can, because 20 years from now, they may very well be worth something. Fans are really big into nostalgia, and they're really big into cult things. And GCW's been big on both. And 20 years from now, there's going to be a lot of people watching us, because what we do in wrestling right now, some of that probably will not be around in 10 to 20 years. Now, that's worth thinking about, because we have chair shots now, and there are other companies, they don't do that as much. We have fans chanting CTE, things like that. I'm not a big fan of, but fans are kind of smart enough and going, look, this is hurting the performer. And I think it's only a natural progression. Some of these things like that may go away over time, no matter how safe, quote unquote, they can make it. And it can be pretty, you know, uh, it can be done fairly safely. But I mean, yeah, I could see certain chair shots, maybe certain weapons don't get used down the road. I don't know. I really think that strengths are going to lie in deathmatch wrestling. I really do. I think just like we go back and watch old CZW tapes, I think people will go back and watch old GCW tapes. I think they will go back and watch all the old No Holds Barred tapes. I think that's going to happen 10, 20 years from now, and we're going to look back on it as a heyday. We don't really pull ourselves out very often, but we really should and see that we are very, very lucky to have at our fingertips all of this, to have all of this available to us. Dude, you and I are wrestling fans. We can't keep up with as much, that's being pumped out every week. So, I mean, we got to consider ourselves lucky. But yeah, if you're a GCW historian or something like that, you might want to think about how one day the audio may be gone, or, like, unless somebody writes whatever, we're probably not going to hear Effie come out to Yellow Brick Road down the road when everything gets, chopped up. So I don't know. Those are hard realities I don't think I've ever talked about on here, but from someone who wishes they had all the old ECW stuff and now I have to fish for it sometimes. I really wish I would have, recorded more and, you know, no, seriously, I'd just say recorded more. I had so many tapes run through my hands from friends and pay-per-views. I wish I recorded all that shit. And yeah, even the WWE library isn't as accessible. I will give it up though. WWE Vault on YouTube is rocking with pulling out stuff. Like I'm watching old 80s shit I haven't seen in forever. Beautiful stuff. SummerSlam. So awesome. But yeah, I mean, just think about that though, because again, same thing. Everything is just so fluid. Enjoy people while you can. We were trying to enjoy Commander while we could, and there's Vikingo, and all these people have just come and gone, and with a tear in my eye.
Right.
Another fan asked how storytelling works for a company like GCW with feuds and such. I wrote it's difficult. Brett mentioned again how fluid talent can be. You can have a talent and then all of a sudden they're gone. This is really interesting because they said, how long is too long for a championship run? I just wrote here storyline specific. I would let the fans speak. You might have a great story, but if it doesn't connect with the fans, then does it really work? So I don't know. That was a very interesting question. Someone had also asked about a return to Chicago. I don't have an answer specifically from Brett that I can remember, but I can tell you we had Brett on our September 9th show, and he was asked about Chicago in there. So if you check out our September 9th show with Brett Lauderdale, I think that was an extensive show. Go on there. I believe there were also I think I timestamped everything. You may be able to find it on there. Look that up, and that may be your place to find that. So what else do we have here? This one said, what could or should GCW be doing to keep fans engaged beyond match announcements? I have a good one. Us. I really do think that just having the fan podcast for sure is one step in the right direction to keep fans engaged. All the way down to, like, I don't know if people really understand, but again, like I was big on old school radio. We're on late night. We have a nice old school 2, 3, 4 hour long show. I don't know how much that's by design, but that's how it turned out that way. Cause me and B get along, we talk, that's how it goes.
Pre-shows.
Yeah, but I think to keep fans engaged, I don't think people really understand that if you really pay attention, we have, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is 3 days. And then you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is 3 days. We've done what we could to actually put this fan podcast directly in the middle between the weekend shows so that there wouldn't be too much of a lull. You didn't have to wait 2 days for this show and 4 days for this next one. So I would say that's the one thing. Also, I think posting more matches on YouTube, especially more of the crazy ones, I think would be great to do. The Invisible Man is like their most popular video. Put some more out there. Why not? You know what I mean? I mean, it's there. And if you want to talk about quality, I think that's where maybe Brett should be going through and handpicking some of the more quality GCW matches and throwing those on YouTube as offerings, especially if the performer or performers were just recently picked up on TV. What do you think? Is there anything you can think of that maybe GCW can do to reach out more to fans besides just match announcements?
I like the free YouTube the matches. Those are always good ways to get new fans to interact, especially as you said, big names at that time. I think that's smart when a lot of companies, big names are in the wrestling news. They all of a sudden release like a playlist of them. So I think that's really very good idea. I was joking earlier when I said more live pre-shows. That's selfishly for us fans. That's what we want. But yeah, I mean, I guess more stuff on Patreon that we were getting to. Like that was always fun. The more like I always loved the Twitter Spaces. Those Twitter Spaces were always like must listen to all night. We always had crazy stories to listen to that night, wrestling or non-wrestling. Those were always fun. So that's one thing I do miss. I guess I would ask for more of is more Twitter Spaces as well,
Right here.
and like more behind the
GCW.
scenes stuff. Yeah, like that on the Patreon.
I do like those pre-shows outside of LA. I really do like. Hey,
Those
seriously,
seem to
that
be
was
a
so
hit.
much. That was so much fun, and everybody seemed to really enjoy it. So yeah, first time LA, and we're gonna do LA again. Maybe down to Arizona if we get the okay. We'll see how that one goes. But yeah, I think we had 3 ideas there. It's really hard. I'm not in marketing, so I don't really know what would work best. I know just pounding the ground, the pavement is really the hard way to do it, but how do you do that in every city without help? And not easy. I don't think GCW really buys advertising in a city, or if they do, I don't hear too much about it. Brett was talking about how they bought pizza boxes one time. I thought that was kind of cool. I can't
Look at
remember
all,
where that was.
look
Montana,
all the. Oh, I couldn't.
Idaho, maybe. I don't know.
Wyoming, maybe I don't know. Yeah. um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Go ahead.
Thank you,
I
Casa.
appreciate it. Thank you.
He's yeah. Again, he saw how the sausage is made. That's
I
wild,
was
man.
Wyoming. Yeah.
Another one, GCW's Whatnot sales. I think those are fantastic. You get to talk to the performer, you get to buy some stuff from them. You feel like you're sitting with them at a table for an hour or two. I like that. I like that a lot.
All right, I'm gonna bring this up just because I had this happen at my school one year. So Ring of
Yes.
Honor, right before COVID hit, they did a Vegas show, and they I got a couple of talent come to my school. They read I didn't read books, but it was like bullying a week or respect week, and they kind of were talking about bullying and stuff. But yeah, it was funny. Like yeah, now that we're part of GCW, I should try to get Nick Gage to show up at a show or come to my school, give a motivational speech and stuff. Get Tony Deppen on the line. Get Mance
I
going.
have an idea. I have an idea so
I want
good.
Mance reading books to these kids next year in April. Any
I wonder
GCW
how
wrestlers want to? Sorry, real fast. Any GCW
no,
wrestlers want to come read books to kids at my school? It's open.
I have an idea that I think would be great for Christmas, and I'll say it now because people will forget it by then. I think it'd be great for me to toss Nick Gage a couple bucks and then have him read a Christmas the night before Christmas. Could you
Well,
imagine him like throw up in the soda throughout the set?
what were
Eight
those things
tiny
called?
reindeer. Uh-oh, Stackhouse is in. Actually, you
Stackhouse,
know
I'm
what?
in.
You know what?
Yes.
If I had any pool or whatsoever, I would love to do that. I think maybe that would be something cool to do for kids down the road. Honestly,
Yeah,
anything
like
for the kids. You
I was
know,
I was gonna reach out to them last year at WWE when I found out they were coming, but I was like, man, every school is probably hitting them up, and there's no way they're gonna come to my school. But I thought about that with like some people. I reached out to Ring of Honor one night. Like I just I reached out to what's his name, Ian Riccaboni, and just didn't expect a response. I just shot my shot, and next thing you know, I'm setting up a assembly for the whole school. I got to pick up wrestlers outside the school, bring them in. It was fun though. The kids loved it. It was a very memorable time at school with all the wrestlers, and they absolutely loved it. Podcast for the children.
right, right. We're for the children. I'm telling you.
Given
Open the
the
verse and throughout the sesh, the giving tree. Could you see Effie doing the
oh my
hungry
god.
caterpillar?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
See, I don't know any of these books. I know the titles, I know the covers maybe, but I don't know what's in them.
The Hungry Caterpillar is a story where you put your finger in the book and you're the worm and you wiggle it.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
12 Days
see,
of Christmas in the Cage. The Rev doing
I'm
anything.
telling you, the Rev doing anything at a school would be great. anything. By the way, I'm one of the biggest Rev fans. His mic work is something to be jealous of. I'm not kidding. And he has like years ahead of him. Lucky son of a bitch. Let's see here. Oh yeah, JJ was bringing this up. He's got a Tremont interview coming up soon. Keep us up to date on that, JJ. We'll make sure we let at least the fans in here know what's going on.
Dr.
Dr.
Redacted
Seuss.
reading Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, here's the word. We got the word.
I want Dr. Redacted reading Dr. Seuss. That's it. Green eggs and ham with the green mist all over it.
What's the one with Samuel L. Jackson called "Go the Fuck to Sleep"? That book for kids. You ever heard of that one?
I don't know. I'm that school. That book is not at my school. Sorry, man.
No. That wouldn't be at your school.
No, I never heard of that one.
It's funny as hell. Yeah, it's like the clouds are in the sky and the trees are here and the birds are there. Go the fuck to sleep. It's great.
Oh my god.
Okay, here. Let me see. I think we covered that subject. Somebody was just talking about the greatness of Manders, Derice, Stackhouse, and Orso. Yeah. Manders, 24K, again, looks like a champion, acts like a champion. He's another one that if he was around long enough, I would have given him a run at a GCW championship anytime. He's on the rise. He's only getting better. I've said it before. He's young. As a cowboy ages, he looks more and more like a cowboy and fits the part better. I am, but not looking forward to him getting those hardened wrinkles and looking more like the Marlboro Man. Derice. We love Derice. I don't know what else to say about that.
One of the all-stars, I think, of LA weekend last week or 2 weeks ago, however long ago that was.
And then just putting the word Stackhouse and Orso in there after we were just live seeing that amazing cage match. Yeah, greatness. Absolute greatness. KJ definitely needs to have a championship run, especially with that mouth on him. I could see Sam coming right up underneath there as a challenger. That would be interesting.
Easy transition.
Yeah. And there would need to be a face to put him in his place at some point. That could either be Sam or that could be Allie or let's go into this one then. And other people, I want you to answer this also. What are your best matches of the year so far? My match off the bat was Bear versus Slade. I also had YDMP Mathers versus Starks, Bane, and Yamashita. That was still sitting the number 7 match of all time at GCW. Bronson versus Tremont. That was number 61. KJ and Sam, that cage match at Homecoming LA was amazing. Fuego versus Zack Sabre Jr. That was forgotten about. Number 47 of all time right now. The Coldest Winter 3. You were at that one.
Which one? Yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus Fuego.
No, I actually didn't go to that one. I went to Phoenix the next day. That was the one I went to Phoenix instead of LA. I've been kind of flip-flopping.
You know how the fans are, right?
Yeah.
When they lock in LA on like a good match, dude, that Fuego Zack Sabre match that would be worth going back and checking out again if you got bored one day. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, that was like Fuego's, like, I think one of those ones coming out that showed like, whoa, like what was AEW sleeping on with him? Or he just that one for me was his coming out party. And I think that just led into the whole story and everything with KJ. It's been good, I guess, for the most part.
There we go. That 6-person tag. We've got Cardona versus Shotzi and AC. Fuego versus Atticus. Mask versus Career is the one that hooked me on GCW. Oh, hell yeah. KJ versus Sam, I Quit was tremendous. Yeah, here we are, Ishmael. Yeah, Fuego versus ZSJ, Fuego Atticus, KJ Stackhouse. You know, it's funny that you hear that from a KJ fan and you're like, okay, well, but then every single match you just mentioned was fire. Yeah, and that was originally supposed to be Drew Parker. I didn't know that. I forgot it.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Drew Parker. Atticus versus Fuego too. Collective. That was crazy.
Kite said Effie's work in Japan. I wonder which one. I'm guessing obviously all of it. All right. TOS this year, the whole show was amazing. Yes, it was. Um, I think that's a great segue. Let's talk about tournaments for a minute. We were asked by a fan, or were we asked by you to maybe get together an NGI tournament? Would you like to go first on what you kind of have if you were to book an NGI tournament?
All right, so while I'm pulling it up here, I have kind of 4 buys for people that deserve and get the skip, and they are automatically in NGI with 4 matches kind of to go into NGI. So my buys would be obviously Tremont. I think Otis from TOS last year gets a buy. I would do probably Dr. Redacted and Drew Parker as well with buys. Going into the tournament. My first opening round matchup, as you were saying earlier, these two were kind of meant to fight each other forever. Little Sicko versus Mr. Danger. That would be my first NGI qualifying match.
Mm,
Um,
I like
Second
that.
match, I'd have Bear versus either Christian Napier just to kind of continue that feud, or I would bring Bev back into the spot to kind of help push Bear over with a win over Bev, and the name value that Bev still has. I think would be good for Bear in this tournament. I have Nate Mowry versus Dimitri. Oh my god, I'm gonna mess up this last time I didn't write down. Is it Alexandrov? I think.
Alexandrov,
Oh, I
yes.
hit it. Nailed it. Yeah, 2
Mm-hmm.
brand new fresh names we've never seen in GCW. I think those 2 are names that we've been kind of excited for and hoping to see in GCW as of late. So getting 2 brand new fresh names in there, I think would be nice. And then I would have the 4th match as I will give credit to Frank there. I've always liked that idea. At the end, give the losers kind of like a losers rumble match, give them a trios, and whoever wins there gets the last spot, a second kind of chance spot to go into NGI.
Nice. Okay, so Otis, Tremont, Redacted, Parker automatically in.
Yes.
I like that. Okay, so who's your final?
Otis. uh, Otis Bear
Uh
for
huh.
right now, just because it fits the whole storyline. And I'd give it to Otis. And then my first challenger for Otis would be Redacted. As I was saying earlier, I'd kind of start building those 2 as the new faces for Ultraviolet. But I'd have Bear pick up the victory over Tremont in the semis to kind of cross that
Mm.
big check name and get that big momentum uh, to be in the finals. And also, uh, yeah, Redacted versus anybody would be nice. But yeah, I think Otis versus Bear would be my finals there. And kind of Otis getting the big heel heat and continue that kind of could play off like you could have Atticus be the ones to cost Bear, and that's why he didn't win. And then Redacted now needs to help join. Who knows? Like I don't know, but that for me that was kind of what I played out a little bit.
um, so I'll get into mine here in a second, but I want to say the nice thing about both yours and my tournament schedule that we have here is both of those cards could be put together. You'll see mine here in a second. Um, I went ahead and just set mine up as a straight NGI. First round, first time ever. Bear Bronson versus Big F and Joe. Bear will go over. Match 2, first time ever. Matt Tremont versus my surprise, Sam Stackhouse. Matt Tremont goes over. Match 3, first time ever. Hall of Famer versus an up and comer. Nick Gage versus Sicko. Match 4, our last match of round 1, first time ever. Dr. Redacted versus Atticus Kogar. Oh, I'm sorry. Nick Gage goes over Sicko, but Sicko obviously gets that push. And then right here I would say it's maybe an upset. I have Dr. Redacted going over Atticus Kogar as a stunner. That's my one that makes the fans go, what? Okay, so you and I have a similar semifinal rematch of their all-time classic. We have Matt Tremont versus Bear Bronson. I feel like that's a beautiful little I don't know, it's a Christmas present, you know?
Got to replay that one back again.
Yeah, and then in that one, I would have Bear Bronson go over and go into the finals. Our second semi would be Nick Gage versus Dr. Redacted, first time ever. and Nick Gage would go over in this one. Again, this is NGI. This may be one of the last few times, if possible, even now, that Gage can carry these matches, but I'm putting it in that way. And then our finals. This is okay. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have had 7 matches. 6 of them were first time matchups. I thought that was cool. In our finals, first ever matchup and new ultraviolent champion will be Bear Bronson over Nick Gage. Gage will put over Bear, gives Bear his blessing. This will basically be the last time that Bear will need to be put over. I feel that also in this match, we had a showcase of the future of GCW. We had Gage versus Sicko. You had Tremont coming against Stackhouse. We had people there that were kind of newer to the game. Also, given the fact that this will be Nick putting over Bear at the NGI, I honestly couldn't get a better walk up to the podium than that. So I figure that now you've had the blessing of Tremont, you have this blessing and that, and then Gage goes, yeah, GCW, this motherfucker's legit. It's over. That's it. That's all he has to do now is show up and do his entrance. That's how I would feed an NGI if I were booking. I put that together in about 10 minutes. Nice, right? Like
that's strong. That's a strong one too. A lot of intriguing, obviously, first time matchups for sure.
Dude, I had to go across companies and go, okay, no, they've never met each other. Throw them in. And then I was going to do Tremont Slade, but I thought Stackhouse would be a nice twist because we've seen when he gets bloody down to even his, like the blood was coagulating. Like it was nasty or cauterizing. I don't know what better. No, not cauterizing.
You were right. You were
okay.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like that if we had a John Wolf Invitational, I think that would be what it would look like for NGI. That's not bad, man. We did good. So I think this will be our last question. And I also want to see again what answers people have here. Which GCW talent could be the future of the company at this time? It's okay to think for a minute because even I don't have an answer. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I would say Atticus. Atticus still has like the outlaw kind of vibe, like the untouchable kind of wrestler from the big companies because kind of everything he does. But I think he also is a good way to kind of carry on that GCW name and not tarnish it like how we've kind of seen other people that kind of come into the company. I think he could carry it in a way that would be unique and justifies GCW. For me, I'd probably do Atticus right now is who I'd be building around.
I wish you didn't take my answer. It was going to be Bear or Atticus because I see both of them having a tremendous upside. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Oh, I said, yeah, flip side Bear. Isn't this interesting? Uh-oh. Griffin McCoy could be a great champ in a few years. He's an old school heel. I say in a few years, still growing, still finding his way. Definitely somebody that's known as like getting under people's skin. And he does that well. So let's see here. Oh, sorry.
I was about to say though, yeah, that's a strong name.
Oh, I'm so
KJ,
sorry.
Yeah. No, we both hit the same one. KJ's definitely a hard person to argue against as well. With the work he's been doing, I would say this year, Atticus, KJ has definitely been Stackhouse, Mason, some names, Effie, like some of the newer names carrying GCW, and it's been fun to see these newer names shine with the chance and opportunity that they've been getting and weren't able to get before or elsewhere.
We're hearing a lot of KJ, and I have to say that if I had a third name, very strong third. There are a couple promising people. I just think we need to get booking behind it and roll with it, man.
I think Bear's like right there, like the next level that would help KJ, like and all those people take over that thing. I think he just needs a little bit more time in GCW, but from match 1 till even now, match 5 or 6, whatever, he is living, breathing, and everyone is feeding into GCW for Bear Bronson. And yeah, I would not mind seeing Bear Bronson carry the GCW torch for the future as well. That was a name that I was thinking kind of a little bit later on, but that's a very strong name as well.
Maybe, just maybe, we could see Jimmy Lloyd again. I would like to see him again. You know what I mean? Maybe show up as a surprise entrant in a tournament or something. Not against that. So I don't know. I keep it open on Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, was there anything else you wanted to discuss in our shorter than normal show? Only an hour and a half.
Yeah, here I got a couple fan questions real fast.
Yes.
Here we go. Frankie, the title situation in nearly every lane right now is a disaster except the UV, and even that might run out soon. Someone asked earlier, what's your thoughts on Tremont being dual champion and carrying both brands?
Both the JCW
Both
and
titles, sorry.
GCW? Oh,
Sorry,
both
sorry.
titles?
The UV title and the GCW
And the
title, sorry. I think it's
wow.
unnecessary. Like, I think he's doing enough as UV title to kinda carry right now the void of Effie and
Hmm.
the lack of quote unquote ultraviolence that he brings to it. I think he's kinda doing it right now with just the one belt.
If this was his last year or we had other titles around, I would say we could make it work because people would believe it. He's a fucking champion. Um, Speaking of kids, I want you to think about this for a second. I think I talked to you about this, but if Matt never did all the cutting and everything that Tremont is known for doing, he would be an amazing wrestler that would connect so amazing with kids. He would. He's got the faces. He's got, and I won't say facials anymore. KJ Orso, I think, was making fun of me. I was saying that he has good facials, and that's not right. It's good faces. Fuck off.
Okay.
That's funny. Um, has there ever been a dual champion in GCW?
Nothing I can think of.
I can't either. I'll be honest with you. If someone can come up with it, please correct us. I'd rather be right than wrong on this one here.
I'll
Tremont's
go ahead.
Tremont's UV title reign has been excellent, so I wouldn't be mad at that possibility for at least a little while until they've built someone else. So, given the situation, oh yeah, Reed Harris Cooper, good to see you tonight, sir. He's going to check in real quick. What's up? What you thinking? Oh,
No, I was just saying what's up.
yeah. I mean, he could hold it if he needed to, because I could tell you right now, he's so damn popular, but he doesn't need it. If GCW needed him to do it, fine. But I could also think of a couple people at GCW that could hold the title at this time. And we've mentioned a couple of them tonight. So let's see. Oh,
No,
we
you're
just
good.
clicked on something together. We need to stop doing this. We are on like one mind. What did you
Um,
have there, bud?
I'm gonna go to James' other question here. I think GCW really needs new faces to get behind, like we've seen with Bear. Look at the buildup we got for Cole and Alec finally winning the titles. We need more pops like this. I agree, but in AC, I don't know what he means by that. The question. I totally agree. I think we need more pops like that. We need to be building our next stars as we're building the new ones. I think Stackhouse, KJ, kind of been the newer faces that showed up in GCW and have definitely kind of carried that mantle as far as new faces. But Bear's also been one, obviously, Doctor Redacted for the UV title. Seeing Otis we never really saw Otis as a wrestler. I think he has still a lot of story to tell in his run in GCW. And I think there's a lot of names out there that could be easily built up as the next GCW stars. And I agree with you. I hope it does we start building them here towards maybe even next year's collective and get a cool pop there.
Technically, Matt Tremont had UV and Extreme titles until they were put together. So, yes, I would have to say, technically, yeah, Matt Tremont was. Wow. Good. Big Cap and Don coming through on that one. Thank you so much. I love our chat. We have the best guys here. We got one in the wrestling dictionary right now. We got another one answering questions. Yeah.
They'll
Miss
chat there.
H2O.
Sorry. Yep.
No, you're good.
Jordan
Yeah.
Oliver, JCW World Champion and Tag Champion.
Huh. So it can be done over here.
Yeah.
Wow. Was there anything? I know you had maybe a couple other questions. Was there anything else?
Uh,
I didn't want to leave anybody behind tonight.
No, I think that was all the big ones there.
I'll put this one up because someone's got to talk about it. With DeMonto retiring, it's time to give it a match in GCW. I brought this up for a reason. I believe that he had mentioned during his interview that he had a specific match in mind. And fast forward to a little bit after the Cannonball Fest, and he had posted online that he has a couple specific matches that he would like to get done, and he has told those specific people that he would like to have them. I'm assuming one of them may have been to Brett for a specific match, and I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was him and Janela or what it was, but and don't quote me. You'd have to go back. But do you remember?
Gage.
Was it Gage? Him and Gage?
Think so.
How interesting. Yeah. But same thing, just go find that interview with us and DeMonto. I can tell you right now, one of the best interviews that we've ever given. And I'm thinking probably the best interview Danny DeMonto has ever given, and 100% the most thorough. Because you know us. We were thorough with him, and my God, he delivered. His blunt count throughout that interview was impressive. I don't know how that dude did not take a drink of water. He was like 5, 6, 7 blunts in. Probably one of my favorite interviews. Right up there with Bear. His interview and Bear's interview were fantastic. Let's see. Anything else? I'm trying to just be fair to see if there's anything else anybody wanted to mention. Again, this is just fans just meeting together doing our thing tonight. Let's see. Math. You know what? Reed speaks for all of us. Math is hard.
Yes.
True. Oh, yeah.
I don't think we've announced our next week's guest at the moment. Hopefully,
oh yeah.
Hopefully it stays on. Should we announce it? Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No. Go
we
for it,
have the bad boy Joey Janela coming on with us next week. I know we have a show to cover, but we're going to make time for Joey during our time live here. So it might be either a consistent show where we do review and then Joey, or we might do Joey, then review. We might do review, then Joey, then review again. Who knows what that's going to look like tonight, but not tonight, next Tuesday night. But yes, the bad boy Joey Janela will be joining us here next week. And I am trying to see if we could get a special live edition of the Janela Zone on Game Changer World next week.
Yeah, we're excited. Super exciting. Yeah, we have that show to review, and then like you said, we have Janela. We're going to be on Janela time. We're going to go about our review as soon as he's on or ready to roll. We're just going to go. If he's there before the show starts, guess what? We're starting the show with him. So however it goes, whatever it goes, but we're really thankful to have him on. It's been a long time coming. I feel like we kind of had to earn it. You know what I mean? Like, are we respectful enough, or are we not going to have him on and just troll? Not our style. I think that everybody's starting to learn now that we're fairly respectful guys. And we're going to go with it. So yeah,
I just hope he doesn't talk to KJ beforehand.
Oh no, everything. Yep. See, we're going to start talking about lobster. Lobster will come up, I think, at some point. He really does have an affinity for it.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're excited, and hopefully it goes well. These always go well. Joey's a good guy. We'll have a fun time. All right. So you want me to go into this Saturday, October 4th? GCW Saturday. Yeah, we don't have a Sunday. I wish we had a Sunday. Sunday. Yeah, Saturday, October 4th. GCW is the Last Frontier from Arctic Rec Center in Anchorage, Alaska. We have the matchup of Marcus Mathers versus Aaron West. We have a matchup of One Called Manders versus Drew Parker. That's going to be a good one. YDMP versus the Inquisition. That'll be a new team. Slade versus Atticus Kogar. We don't know about the Alaska laws for deathmatch, do we? Wonder if they have it up there.
I wasn't even thinking about it, but yeah, that one could get a little nuts.
GCW Ultraviolent Championship. Matt Tremont versus Zachary Wentz. There's a name you don't hear often over here. I'm happy with that one.
Yes, very happy to see him over here.
And then Joey Janela versus Kid Bandit. Good to see Kid Bandit back over here at GCW. A rare appearance.
Yep.
Big one here. Billy Starks versus Priscilla Kelly. I think that'll be a really fun match. Priscilla has those fuzzy like pant things, so she will not be cold. And hey, look, I see those things. It's like, yeah. Then our GCW World Championship, we're going to have Effie versus Chris Wilde. And I'm not sure if we've seen Chris Wilde before. So many names have come
sounds
through.
like a new name, yeah, but I could be wrong too.
Well, either way, it looks like Effie's back on, and we're going to have our champion defending up there in Alaska. So, yeah, it looks like a decent show. First time for GCW in Alaska. Pretty gutsy to do this in October, but I guess it's not super cold yet. See what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Right here, William's already saying it's cold. Yeah, so.
Oh, dude, if someone wrestles a polar bear, I'm totally watching. I don't know who it'll be, but maybe Manders. I could see Manders wrestling a polar bear.
Manny, who's Brooke wrestling on that show? We don't have. I don't see that on the card either. I definitely.
No, I didn't know Brooke was going up there.
Yeah, I thought she was still. I know. I saw today she was finishing like her 10 city tour or whatever that was, 10-week tour. But so she might have the free time. But I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, Kid Bandit, that one. That
Bandit Country.
Bandit. Yep.
I've never said Bandit Country before. That feels good. I like that.
That one's gonna be a fun match. Joey and Bandit's gonna steal the show. I think that's obviously that one has Joey Janela 30-minute classic all over it.
Ice block death match would be fucking sick. I'm in.
Ice block.
I'm in. Yes. Yes. No, I got it. They need to have a floating ring, and then there's polar bears in the water. I'm in.
Float totem.
Make it. Yeah. Yeah. With polar bears in the water. It'd be great.
That's funny.
I'm thinking like a 6-year-old now. Yeah, kill the wrestler. Yeah. So stupid. Okay. Anything else you wanted to cover before we go home on this shorter than usual show?
No, thank you everyone that came on. Yeah, we did. I know it is a shorter show, John. We kind of pulled it together last minute there, and you guys had a lot of great fan questions as well. So thank you all. We will cover, like I said, Bloodsport as well next show and go over that. But Joey being on, we're definitely making Joey a focus and priority next week as well. So thank you all for your questions tonight and helping us save the show on this Tuesday night.
I like this one. Bear Bronson versus Polar Bear Bronson. Yes.
Just
that is so good.
The cold variant of them.
I know it was a TNT production. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see BGB. I'm gonna definitely try to check it out when I get the opportunity. I've heard good things, so we'll see what happens there. Let's see. Drew Parker in leopard print and long stockings. Yeah. Reed goes, there's the selling point. I love it. I love you, Reed. You're the best, man. Alrighty then. Let me get through the spiel here real quick. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want notified next time. Please leave a comment. It's free and helps our algorithm. Also, it's really nice to see something nice being said. No shit. It's nice. Super chats are available if you want to donate. You can find B on Twitter at B_GC World, and you can find me on Twitter at GC World Podcast. As always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us tonight. We will be seeing you next week with the bad boy Jumpin' Joey Janela. Alrighty, let's what do you think it'd be?
Jumpin' Joey Janela. Wouldn't that be Australia, not Alaska?
I like it. I don't know. I just like saying Jumpin' Joey Janela. It sounds so 70s. But
see if that nickname sticks next week.
I will. I'm gonna try it on him. See what he says. All right. Thanks again, everybody, for listening and tuning in tonight. Been a rough month for me. I want to say I'm thankful for everyone for their support, for GCW and for Brant and everyone that gives me a little extra time when I needed it. I'm very appreciative of all of you. Looking forward to next month. It's going to be a fun one.
Yes. Thank you, John. All right. Yeah. Keep your head up, kid. There we go.
Fuck yeah, brother. Thank you so much. Yep. Okay. Long.
Hey, there we go.
Long live
GCW.
I thank you so much. And you all have a wonderful Knights.